In the early years of the 21st century, as global airpower quietly entered a new era, China began working on a project that would redefine its position in modern military aviation. Deep inside secure research facilities and vast industrial complexes, engineers, designers, and test pilots were laying the foundation for what would later be known as the Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon. At that time, the world had little idea that a fifth-generation stealth fighter was slowly taking shape, one designed not only to defend Chinese airspace but also to signal that China had arrived as a serious aerospace power. The story of the J-20 begins with a clear strategic realization. China observed how air dominance shaped modern warfare. Conflicts in the Middle East and the deployment of stealth aircraft like the F-22 and F-35 demonstrated that future wars would be decided long before ground forces engaged. Stealth, sensor fusion, long-range engagement, and networked warfare were no longer optional, they were essential. Chinese military planners understood that relying on upgraded fourth-generation aircraft would not be enough in the decades to come. The task was assigned to the Chengdu Aerospace Corporation, one of China's most important aircraft manufacturers. From the very beginning, the goal was ambitious. This was not meant to be a copy or a simple response to foreign designs. The aircraft had to be uniquely suited to China's geography, strategic needs, and long-term vision. Engineers faced enormous challenges, from stealth shaping and materials to avionics, engines, and radar systems. Each problem required years of experimentation, testing, and sometimes failure. Inside assembly halls, the early prototypes of the J-20 looked raw and unfinished. The fuselage panels were unpainted, exposing the metallic skin beneath. Wings were attached in stages, engines were tested separately, and the cockpit avionics were still evolving. Engineers moved around the aircraft with tablets, blueprints, and measurement tools, checking tolerances measured in fractions of a millimeter. Every angle mattered, because stealth is not just about shape, it is about precision. One of the defining features of the J-20 is its stealth design. The aircraft's sharp, angular lines are carefully crafted to reduce radar cross-section. Unlike older fighters with smooth curves, the J-20's surfaces are aligned to deflect radar waves away from enemy sensors. This required advanced computer modeling and materials science. Radar-absorbing coatings had to be developed that could withstand extreme temperatures, speed, and stress without degrading performance. As development progressed, the J-20 began to take on its iconic form. The long, chiseled nose houses advanced radar systems designed for long-range detection and tracking. The large internal weapons bays allow the aircraft to carry missiles without exposing them to radar, preserving stealth during combat missions. Even small details, such as the shape of air intakes and exhaust nozzles, were engineered to minimize detection. Behind the scenes, engine development proved to be one of the most difficult challenges. A fifth-generation fighter demands powerful, efficient engines capable of sustained high-speed flight and rapid acceleration. Early versions of the J-20 relied on interim solutions while Chinese engineers worked toward a domestically produced engine that could fully match the aircraft's potential. This process took time, patience, and countless test cycles. Throughout this journey, the J-20 was more than just an aircraft project, it became a symbol. In state-of-the-art facilities, the Chinese national flag hung prominently, a reminder that this was a national effort backed by decades of investment in science, education, and industrial capacity. For many engineers, working on the J-20 was not just a job, it was a matter of pride and responsibility. When the J-20 finally made its public debut, it surprised many observers. Its size, range, and design philosophy suggested a different approach compared to Western stealth fighters. Rather than focusing solely on close-range dogfighting, the J-20 emphasized long-range interception, command and control roles, and the ability to operate deep within contested airspace. This reflected China's strategic priorities, particularly in the vast regions of the Asia-Pacific. As production ramped up, the aircraft moved from prototype to operational reality. Assembly lines became more efficient, quality control systems more refined, and pilot training programs more advanced. Test pilots pushed the aircraft to its limits, gathering data that would feed back into continuous improvements. Each flight added to the understanding of how the mighty Dragon performed under real-world conditions. The role of leadership during this period cannot be ignored. China's political and military leadership consistently emphasized technological self-reliance and modernization. Under President Xi Jinping, modernization of the People's Liberation Army became a central priority. The J-20 emerged as a visible representation of this broader transformation, often featured in military parades and official media as evidence of China's growing capabilities. International reaction to the J-20 ranged from skepticism to concern. Analysts debated its true stealth performance, engine reliability, and combat effectiveness. However, as more units entered service and operational deployments increased, it became clear that the J-20 was not a symbolic project, it was a real, evolving weapons system. Like all advanced aircraft, it would continue to be upgraded over time, incorporating new sensors, weapons, and software. Today, the J-20 stands as one of the most important milestones in China's aerospace history. It represents decades of accumulated knowledge, from early jet development to modern stealth technology. It also reflects a broader shift in global military balance, where advanced technology is no longer the exclusive domain of a few nations. The mighty Dragon is not just about speed or stealth. It is about information dominance, integration with other platforms, and the ability to operate in complex, contested environments. In future scenarios, the J-20 is expected to work alongside drones, ground-based systems, and naval forces, forming a networked battlefield where data and coordination are as decisive as firepower. As the aircraft continues to evolve, so does its story. New variants, improved engines, and enhanced avionics are likely to emerge in the coming years. Each upgrade will build upon the foundation laid during those early days of construction, when unfinished metal frames stood beneath factory lights, surrounded by engineers driven by a singular vision. In the end, the Chengdu J-20's mighty Dragon is more than a fighter jet. It is a statement of intent. It tells a story of ambition, persistence, and transformation. From its first sketches to its presence in the skies today, the J-20 embodies China's determination to shape its own future in the age of advanced airpower.